Here on BBC Radio London with your breakfast show, sitting in for Vanessa in just moments. It's Tuesday morning, it's the 21st of August. Jim with you until 7 o'clock this morning then. We've been talking a lot about the row surrounding Jamie Oliver's use of the term jerk with his new microwavable rice product called Punchy Jerk Rice. One London MP has accused the celebrity chef of cultural appropriation. Dawn Butler, who represents Brent Central, says the product doesn't contain any meat, doesn't contain allspice, or, of course, the Scotch bonnet peppers that are usually found in Jamaican jerk cooking. We're going to talk now to Kirly-Sue, who's a vegan cook but specialises in Jamaican food. Morning, Kirly-Sue.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming onto the programme this morning. First of all, do you think there's anything in this row in terms of Jamie's use of the word jerk? Is he allowed to use it?
Well, there's no police that says he can or cannot use the word. However, if you're using a recipe that comes from a particular culture or background, it's good to do the research and be respectful of that recipe. So I'm not saying that Jamie Oliver himself was wrong. I think it's possibly somebody in his team who, quite frankly, didn't really do the homework very well.
But in terms of cooking, and you'll realise and you'll fully appreciate this, it's all about inspiration, isn't it? And putting your twist on things. Isn't that just what he's done here?
Yes and no. For me, if I'm going to do a traditional dish of, say, chips with mushy peas, and in the mushy peas I put Scotch bonnet pepper, I can't present it to you and say this is chips with mushy peas. I'd have to say it's mushy style peas or something, right. Saying I've taken the inspiration from the traditional British dish, but I've put my own twist on it. But if I just say this is it, no, I don't think that's respectful. I think as somebody who cooks myself, I do understand it is all about inspiration, but you have to always be respectful of where the dish comes from and not say it is so, say it was being inspired. So if you call it jerk style or something, but even so, the ingredients are completely different to what they should be anyway.
Yes, he's used jalapenos instead of Scotch bonnet, hasn't he? And so on, which sounds more Mexican than Jamaican to my mind, but... So if he'd been a bit more upfront about it and said it's a style, it's an inspiration, rather than just calling it jerk rice, it might have been more acceptable. Is that what you're saying?
I would say so. Also, he could have joined forces with another cook, so he could have done it in conjunction with somebody, say, like myself or Levi Roots, and done it as a collaboration. And I'm sure Levi would have said, actually, if you put jalapenos in there, you're going to be all over the news and it won't be good.
Okay.
So.
What about your own menu then, Kirly-Sue? Is there anything on your menu that you describe as jerk?
I don't use jerk myself personally because it has a lot of Scotch bonnet pepper in it, right. And that's quite peppery, so I don't do anything that...
How can you specialise in Jamaican food and not do anything that's described as jerk?
Well, that's kind of assuming all Jamaican food has that on the menu.
Not at all. It's assuming that you'd want to utilise something that's so inextricably linked with Jamaican food and culture somewhere on your menu.
Of course I do, because I do plantain cups with ackee filling.
Oh, lovely.
Yes. The reason I don't use jerk is I don't present people with dishes that I personally wouldn't eat myself, and because of the high level of pepper in it, and I can do mild and medium, but I can't do hot.
Okay.
Then that's why I don't do it. There's nothing wrong with it, but I could do a mild version. Actually, it's a good recipe suggestion, so thanks for that.
Okay, no problem. What about jerk's association with meat products as well, in the fact that the two seem so very connected? Could you do a jerk vegetarian dish and still call it jerk?
Providing you use the correct ingredients for making a jerk dish, then yes, you can, definitely, because one of the famous Jamaican brands is Grace Products, food brands, and in their recipes they have jerk vegetables and jerk tofu and stuff like that. So yes, you can. So the main thing is when you're making the jerk, which is a type of seasoning that you put together, seasons mixed together, you use the correct ones. Obviously you don't use your jalapenos, you use your Scotch bonnet peppers. So yes, it can work.
Yes, okay. In terms of inspiration, though, and how cuisine evolves and changes to different tastes, We expect that, don't we? And it's perfectly acceptable in the most part. If you look at somebody like I mentioned, Thomasina Myers earlier on this morning, who won Celebrity or who won MasterChef and went on to open up a chain of Mexican street food restaurants, Oaxaca's, and has done incredibly well. But she was born in Gloucestershire, for goodness sake. She got nothing to do with Mexico.
But she lived in Mexico for a while, didn't she?
Well, she's only spent some time there and was inspired by their food. But has she culturally appropriated Mexican food to make her own career? Well, arguably yes. If you take Dawn Butler's definition, is there anything wrong with what she's done then?
I don't know. I can't comment because I don't know in terms of what she does for Mexico. She could have some kind of charity where she helps people. She could do something. I don't know without knowing all the facts. I don't want to make a judgment call when I don't know everything that she does.
But you see my point, don't you? In the idea that actually food evolves, it's inspired and used in so many different ways. So why should Jamaican jerk be so specifically protected under these terms, do you think?
The reason for that is I don't think, in my personal opinion, that people of ethnic minorities have as many opportunities as other people. So what I would say is, if I was, me personally, was going to open up a chain of, I just say, Italian restaurants, I would like to think, okay, the people who do cook this food, what opportunity am I taking away from them?
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying. At the same time, of course, you would want to celebrate the fact that somebody as well known as Jamie is reaching for something as traditional as jerk to try and at least highlight what is a truly well-loved form of cuisine and might not be so well known amongst the general population. At least we're talking about it.
No, this is good, and I think it's really good press. So if Jamie's team wants to reach out to myself and say, right, let's do something to kind of rectify this, I'd be more than happy to help. It's good because it gives it publicity, but it's just unfortunately it's not the type of publicity that perhaps he would want.
Okay. Well, meanwhile, this coming weekend we've got a fantastic opportunity to celebrate Jamaican culture in particular, don't we? But all kinds of wonderful cultures that have come together in London in the Notting Hill Carnival. Are you taking part?
No, I'm not taking part. I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. No, well, it's good to kind of learn that not all Caribbeans would go to the Notting Hill Carnival, because I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, I'm a Christian. We traditionally, in our religion, we don't go to events like that unless you are doing some charity thing or something.
Right, fair enough.
Otherwise, no.
I wish you well.
No, good for those who want to go.
Absolutely right. Let's hope it's a big celebration and enjoyable for all involved. Kirly-Sue, thanks very much indeed. I have absolutely no doubt this discussion will continue. Jamie Oliver says he's worked with flavours and spices from all over the world his whole career, learning and drawing inspiration from different countries and cultures to give a fresh twist to the food we eat every day. When he said I named the rice dish, my intention was only to show where the inspiration came from. Well, I'm sure if you want to comment on that, Petri will be happy to read out some texts after 7. 81333 is the number, starting your text with the word London, or you can call us anytime, 0800 731 2000.